Going. And we're live with some chalky mates. Speed chess, how's it going? First, I mean, you gotta live up to your name, right? Makes sense. If you weren't first, then you'd have to be slow chess. So you're doing solid work. Good on you. The sneaky queen on b8. Ooh. There's the stream. Oh. I maybe should pin a message. There's a chance we're a part of a possible multi-club arena on Thursday. Still waiting for absolute confirmation, but I'm gonna pin it up there, just so some people kind of see it, kind of a conversation, because what is happening? Infinity Life, hello, Infinity Life. Welcome. I feel like you probably are a bit more quiet, which no problem, no problems there. But glad you're saying that. Okay, so I'm trying not to get checkmated. That's I'm done. This is literally a pin. Rook d8's literally a game over move. Wow, there's only one. I mean, it's king f6, but king h5? I guess, yeah, then he sneaks back. That makes sense. Wow, dirty moves. Okay. Simple. I don't know what the trick is with this one. That looks like a free rook. Wow, all the square coverage is going crazy there. You're learning English, but it's going slowly so far. That's fair. English is I've heard is a very a very tricky language to learn. And even as someone who learned it at a time, you know, early in life where I'd say it's easier to learn, not being confused about another language. I think I, like many other people, are very aware at how weird of a language it is. Okay, this one. Oh, they didn't even get the most challenging line. Because I think at some point, if white does push the pawn, you'd have to drop your king back as black, which forces the king here, and then that way you queen would check. This one is a simple discovery. This one's a simple checkmate. This one's also a simple. It's weird. I found this the puzzle rushes I've been doing. I feel like the 20s are going crazy lately, and the 30s are generally like pretty easy. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. Okay, I'm gonna say that and then I'm gonna get. Oh. Would have been some sweet irony if I then ended up getting difficult 30s, but no. Nope, it's kind of following through. Puzzle rasher. Why are you in such a rash? What are you running from? This is... I'm saying, I feel like I struggle more on the 20s than the 30s. Oh, I should have actually thought that one through. Wait a second. I have a move. You choked mid-30s on 5-minute yesterday. Yeah, mid-30s isn't too bad. 5 minutes tricky because I always feel like it's just 3-minute with 2 extra minutes, but the puzzles I from what I've seen are actually more difficult. They're not the same old puzzles that your grandma's doing with 3-minute. Well, your grandma's probably not doing puzzles. What? Okay, so material count. I'm only up a pawn as black. Oh, duh. C6 take, then we take with the knight check, and then we pick up the piece. Yeah, the push the pawn, then play knight c6 was invisible to me. Or a good portion there. Be interesting to know the code behind that 3-minute and 5-minute difficulty-wise. It seems 5 is harder. Yeah, I don't know if I particularly like. I actually wish that it was just straight up 5-minute was the same puzzles, you just had longer. But it really doesn't seem that way. It really doesn't seem that way. I mean, for survival, I understand it. If survival's more difficult, that does make sense. Okay, I should actually calculate this. This feels right. This feels so right. But he blocks. And then check. No, then he goes back with the bishop. That has to be winning. I just don't believe it's not winning. King's dead. Your king is French pride. And no other move really makes sense, you know? It doesn't make sense. What are we gonna check? Queen e3 after check and king e7? That would be wild. Queen, then bishop, then back rank. Alright, we're trusting blazing. Yeah, he didn't play it. I think bishop e7 is a lot more complicated. What is it for sure though? I'm not gonna lie. I don't fully know after bishop e7. I just kind of bishop c6 looked like garbage. Okay, that's not it. So check. Okay, I did see this, but king goes back. Oh, and now you go queen c8. Yeah, that's messy. And then you check here. Could do a speed run to 2500 elo. Chess tempo. That actually makes me curious. If I asked chess.com, would they reset my tactics rating? Like, could I speed run on this account on tactics? They probably would, right? Makes sense. Like once I get around to breaking 4,000, I just reset it. Speed run it. Doing the speedruns on other stuff is... We've been kind of particular. And... You can reset your own rating. It's bugged right now. Oh, you can just in settings, right? Okay, wait. Let me pull this up off screen because sometimes settings has like, you know, private information. Although I don't think I've. No. Your data. Close my account. I think that's I think that's the wrong page. Reset. Clear rated puzzle history. Under your progress, end points for puzzles. Clear puzzle rush history. Under your puzzle rush top score and leaderboard status. Read undo your progress and points for puzzles. Wait, I get distracted for just a second. What's all this voting stuff, man? Ah. Oh, Infinite. Are you saying there's a bugged thing with the resetting your rating? Oh, I didn't pick up for some reason. Since you were talking chess tempo, I thought you were talking about chess tempo, which is not the most logical thing. I should have followed with the whole reset and all that, but definitely should be here and here and here. After which, what actually is the evaluation of this position? Is it that clear? Because you're pinned. I guess he has to move here, and that gives you time to do something. Like King G8 actually might be a very serious idea. With just G6 and then Bishop. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. -6. Dang. What is going on in Title Tuesday, by the way? Only 2 games thus far. Whoa, Magnus Drew. Wait, Justice is pretty solid, though. Justice is a very good blitz player. Your rating resets to 400, but you get 3,500 elo puzzles. That's so sad. That's crazy. Just drop like 500 to 1,000 fails. I guess that's kind of the way. I mean, if it's glitched to reset it yourself, sandbagging may actually be the correct answer. Just tank it yourself. All Stephen Willie style. You're saying this isn't free? Is what you're gonna take here, but then don't I wreck you with Rook F8? Stephen Willis thought. You know what I mean. Don't you give me that question mark. When you're literally the only person that I've ever known to tank 2,000 rating points out of tilts, then it gets to be called Stephen Willie style. I'm sorry. I am Divinity. Howdy. You hear they might make an alligator Alcatraz, but they should call it Sharkatraz and have sharks instead of alligators. Wait, what? I mean, Sharkatraz is a cool name. By the way, low. I don't. I mean, it seems like it's happening. But Thursday, okay, it does. It's looking more likely that we will be part of a multi-club arena on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. There will be prizes. $100 to the individuals. I don't know if that's split for the top 3 or that is $100 for each top 3. But there will be money. There will be prize money for top. And 10 gifted subs to the streamers if we win. So if anyone wants to just play some... I should ask what the time control is. Have I been given it? Janie Panty, how's it going? Wait, that's actually scary. Or maybe not. Yeah, I guess the only way you mess it up is if you play King F8 after pawn takes. Okay, why doesn't this... I know this is the move because that's forced checkmate, but why doesn't bishop takes work? Oh, check and e2 is actually quite crazy. There's the link to the glitch. Can't reset puzzle rating. Dang. Oh, King Charles talking about it. Dang, back in March and it's still a problem. That's freaking crazy. Huh. Oh, yeah, some of the heat's been crazy. It's funny. Okay, it's not funny. It's actually sad. In some parts of the country, there have been, like, these big storms. And flights. Like, if you try flying the last 2 months, some of that's been wild. I know I've had some of my own adventures. But then then you just have, like, intense heat because it is summer in a lot of places. I don't get why. Okay. It's surprising. Yeah. Weather is crazy all over. Someone asked Hikaru if he was going to play some tournament next year. He said, I'm going to be worse next year. I'm going to be much worse next year. Which is beautiful for 2 reasons. The first is that life itself is one fleeting moment. The second is that he repeats himself as though he could grasp that fleeting moment in repetition. You know, I keep thinking the whole talk of Hikaru retiring and all that's kind of BS. But then, I don't know, I feel like I've been seeing more and more Hikaru spacing things and missing things that, like, he finds every time. So, I don't know. Maybe. I'm starting to see it more and more because, I mean, even if you say, like, that stuff isn't rare for him, I wonder if he's getting more and more frustrated with those moments, which maybe not even frustrated, but kind of like the reality is setting in that he's not at his peak when it comes to the faster time controls. Infinite. Yeah, that does sound that I wouldn't either. If I reset mine and I'm still getting those 3,900 puzzles. What if you tank? Like, what if you do those puzzles? What if you tank down to 100? Like, surely at some point it figures it out. Why is this not just G4 knight takes? With knight F2 threats. Seems simple enough. Okay. Zlatan. How's it going? Getting old is scary, believe me? I believe it, I believe it. I never doubted. Okay. I mean, we have to start like this. And then don't we again have to, I mean... Because he has Queen C7. Is that where it catches people, this puzzle? Or, wait, check here? Check. No, that should eventually lead to something good. Here just seems like Queen C7 saves the day. Yeah. Looks too good. Too good. But Caden is still young, so I mean, I hope I'm young physically and soul, like. If 27 is old, and either of those, then, man, rest in peace, 50-year-olds. You must be in the grave, man. 27 definitely can't be the standard of being old. I think like 60. 60 is 60-year-old. Sorry if someone in chat 60, but I just think 60, yeah, you're pretty definitively old. Okay, the arena will be 3-0. Okay, let me update this. Maybe 27. No. I think when you get near the 30s, you're already old. No. Alright, now I'm gonna pin this. I should have done the 3-0 better. For some reason, 3 space O just doesn't, it just never looks right. Just never looks. I know, Kaden, it's hard to accept reality. But it's gonna be fine. You're right. You're right, Jenny. I'm ancient. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like them kids back in my day. Get your ball out of my yard. Not in your late 30s, you don't feel fully old yet, but you can feel the tides turning. Tides turning. What a sentence. Not old yet, but I sure feel the tides turning. Okay. I mean, maybe Hikaru's gonna prove us all wrong and just 11 out of 11 Title Tuesday. As a reminder, that's how this came up in conversation. Was basically saying Hikaru is starting to get old. Here, let's solve one more puzzle and then we'll watch Hikaru's game. Unless I take a long time to solve this puzzle. I've been pretty fast, but I actually am unsure. Maybe knight here. Yeah. Okay. He has a move. Hold on. Why does he have a move? Wait, I can just do this. But then he escapes here. Dang it. I gotta calculate. Okay, let's just watch the card game. I gotta actually calculate that position, which is obnoxious. They actually went ahead and passed a big, beautiful deal. America is going to be even more of a dumpster fire. It's legit hilarious as an outsider. I mean, I forget all the time, Infinite Potato, you're a Canadian. Because in my head, like, Canada's not real sometimes. Like, it's just not a thing. Like, it's just north. Yeah. like it's a part of America, but it's just like it doesn't feel like its own thing sometimes. When you don't know the move, just watch a card. Exactly. He's just up a pawn. It actually should be a semi-boring game if Hikaru just converts it. I mean, boring relative. Where's Magnus? Where's the... Where are we at when it comes to half pointers? Okay, 18, not bad. Whoa. Mihal Sarn. He must have also drawn. Be playing up a point group. Sometimes I forget the US is a real country and not province. Yeah. I mean, when I went to Canada, I probably told you this before, Infinite. I probably tell you this every time Canada comes up. But usually when I go to a foreign country, I get a chess set. That's like my collection thing. But when I went to Canada, I forgot. Like, I forgot to get a chess set because I just honestly forgot I was in a foreign country. Bornik has a very interesting position. Well, it's so normal. Like, normally I go to foreign countries and people don't speak English, and I don't see, you know, a bunch of subways, and, you know. The US does feel like a mini Canada sometimes, for sure. If you say so. I mean, yeah. Go again, get a chess set with hockey players for PC. That would be super sweet. How many chess sets do I have? I don't know the exact count, but I mean, it should be something like 15. Where'd I go in Canada? I went to Calgary. So not one of the bigger cities. Which is probably also part of why it didn't feel like a foreign country. How many blindfold chess sets do you have? Billions. So many. It's unbelievable. No, billions. Just... It's actually a good question, though. Like, if I legitimately... Yeah, one of the things that I found funny, I was doing some blindfolds game last week. And I was playing for black, but I realized I had just kind of naturally thought about it from white's perspective. Calgary is the most American Canadian city. Yeah, see, that doesn't surprise me. Like, I definitely expect to get a different vibe if I went to different places in Canada. I have one cap from UK with the Newt penguin on it and the text says Newts. Ding. Hikaru hits him with a rook, takes off 8. I want to see this Bortnik game. What is being blundered? Queen b6? No, queen e8. Oh, and just bishop d6. Wait, no. Rook d8? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, Zerk. American GM. Zerk won the under 18 World Youth Chess Championship when I took second in under 12. He just went on a tear. He was an IM, but he just freaking crushed everybody. Like, it was an amazing performance. I don't think Bortnick sneaks out of this one. Those pawns do look dangerous, though. It's a nice attempt, though. Sometimes I forget how many GMs I've never heard of. Yeah, that's a sign of a good life. I did tell you, if you're familiar with all the chess GMs, then you've probably spent too much time on this game. Parham was pressing earlier, but apparently bishop g5 is a problem. Yeah. Wait, he tricked him. He needed to play king d5 first. No, he's gonna sneak. No, he's gonna win. Parham's gonna win this. They queen at the same time, but a4. And this time pressure? Freaking child prodigies. I know, right? They're the worst. Ask Donnie how many chess GMs there are. He can name all of them. Probably. That guy has a weird knowledge for chess. I mean, impressive knowledge, but he just knows, like, all the stuff. I'd messaged Zerk at one point asking if he was accepting students. He never got back to me. Then I started working with Alshon, so it all works out. Nice. I like Alshon. So yeah, I just saw Alshon a lot last week. Ding, Parham doesn't do it. Oh, that was lame. What was with that repetition, man? I mean, easy to judge from the sidelines, but I'm still gonna do it, even though I know others would judge me. All right, oh. This is why sometimes, like, if you ever get truly stuck on a puzzle, why it's not bad to take a break from it. Maybe even go solve a couple other puzzles. Like, when I was doing it through a book, that's what I do. If I got really, like, hard stuck, 20 minutes on a puzzle, just no clue, I'd always go do the next two and come back to it. And, yeah, it's kind of clears the mind, I think. He actually did it on stream once, and you can name GMs from former Yugoslavia. Yeah. That guy likes chess. Probably too much sometimes, honestly. You sad when you said he and Sabina called it off. They were together a long time. They were together a really long time. They still seem to be pretty friendly, though. Like, they hung out some at the camp. They were both instructors there. Why did I not just rook d3? I'm really confused. Sometimes that guy plays 20,000 games a year. I think that's more than sometimes. No, sometimes I think it. It's always true. And I'm pretty sure he plays more than 20,000 games a year. He might play 20,000 games on one website, but he plays on both websites. Sometimes if I don't see it, I try the next day, and it works surprisingly well. Infinite also used sometimes, so I thought it was part of this whole sometimes conversation. But that's related to the puzzle thing. Yeah. I actually read about this, that typically your brain, like, subconsciously continues thinking about stuff. So taking a break can be... That's kind of why it sometimes clicks. Now, I don't understand why g4 and then rook d3 wouldn't work. It seems completely unnecessary, but I guess there's some, like, g3 annoyance. Oh. That is a move. Yeah, that's a pretty simple move. Okay, so I can't sack my queen now. Rook d8, queen h6, I imagine. But eventually he's in Zugzwang, right? Likely. Likely there's eventually a problem. No, he can't take on d8. Queen h6. Sure, and he still has time to analyze games from Yugoslavia and put it in a chess base to do chess trivia every once in a while. Yeah. The guy really likes chess. Really likes chess. By the way, I don't know where the connection is here. I don't think it is. I was just reading it right before streaming. But you all see the comments from Christopher Yu? Yeah. I think they're deleted now, but if you haven't seen them, they're on Reddit. This is some wild stuff. Wild stuff. You gotta be obsessed with chess to be a near 2700 peak classical elo player. Yeah. I think you have to be a bit obsessed with chess to even make GM. 94 is possible. 94 is the reason I think we can't play rook d8. I don't know if there's another move worth considering. But it feels weird. Like, I don't know. Maybe in my laziness. Okay. 94. The goal is then we play rook d8. And what if he plays queen h6 preemptively? Well, 94 threatens rook d8 because it's 94. No, actually it doesn't. I was thinking 94 rook d8, knight d6, and then after he does this, he can't take anymore because we take here, but he actually can still get away with taking there. There's got to be something, like, completely... Maybe let's go back to watching time. No, they're still on break. That's going to be my puzzle rush strategy. Let's just... When I feel even a little bit of resistance from these puzzles, like, okay, let's go watch Title Tuesday. Making sure there's no more information on the multi-club arena. I think it's pretty sad. The bishop is almost trapped, so rook d6 is actually a possible option. Hey, look, Infinite agrees. Weird. So rook d6, bishop a8. Oh, and queen takes f8. Okay, the other line I was thinking about was, I'm assuming he doesn't have any repetition. Like, can he play queen h6 and then... I didn't really fight for rook d6 because I didn't completely spaced out queen takes f8. But now that I know bishop a8, it's not a move. Queen h6, I assume take, check, and then we should escape either here, yeah, or here. Yeah. I feel like there's like a shave one of these hairs. Something making my nose itch. You tired, bro? You know, generally. It's just a natural state of existence for me. So the whole bishop b4 and bishop e5 stuff's interesting, but you also have some rook moves, right? Like rook b4, rook e4 even. CPAPs are miracle machines, you're telling? Well, my issue of being tired this week is that I got about 15 hours of sleep last week. Queen takes c3. Queen takes c3 is a very fancy trade. But since we're down a pawn in the end, still probably not it. I think we need more. Like, greedy. Yeah, rook e2 would be nice. Just sad he just king takes and check and bishop e3, right? Is lame. It's not even as fun as it should be. Bishop b4, then rook c6 does feel very likely, but then you gotta justify why not bishop e5. I guess just knight d5. Bishop b4, the pin is better. But bishop b4, bishop d2... No, that doesn't work. I was thinking this, rook c6... Knight d5, but take and check. Yeah, bishop b4 is feeling pretty nice. And this doesn't work because then the knight d5 ideas do save it. All right. Sarang, this is wrong. We blame you. If it's right, And we credit you. Simple chess. What is this? This is very interesting. Yeah, but I have a sneaking suspicion. You haven't been quite yourself since you quit smoking cigarettes. That was 12 years ago. So, head of dog, is yourself something worth being? Or is this new self better? Give me that girl. Of course, of course. See, sometimes these positions are hard because I really like my winning chances if I just run the pawn, but obviously this isn't blitz. Sevi, you've officially smoked 4 cigarettes and never want to again. Feels like a good decision. Just double checking. What? What's King H4? What? I'm actually curious on that because you could have repeated the starting position. So I wonder if Rook B3 actually, like, it was a draw to begin with. Yeah, very much so. It was a draw, and then King F4 throws it away because of this maneuver. Cigarettes are super overrated. Next time, smoke 3, not 4. Used to smoke 2 cigarettes at a time. At a time? Blazing Art, that's freaking wild. Used to fall asleep smoking. Let's do our quick. You know, let's stay with it. Let's stay with it. Actually, let's stay with the Carlos game. They're really low on time. Bet she had a hole in it. You can see how people burn themselves down. Falling asleep while smoking is crazy. Is oneself something worth being? No, actually. I think to a point. I think being true to yourself, I think, is good. But to some extent, I think we should all accept that we're not perfect. And if we just say, I'm going to 100% be myself all the time, no apologies. I don't know if I believe that's a good way of living life. At least it sounds mighty arrogant to me. Almost like you've already achieved perfection. You sounded like Charles Barkley when he said at a time. Man, I need to know Charles Barkley better to picture that one. Most of your shorts or pants had cigarette holes. If you smoke in a car, then go to flick it out the window, but it comes back into your car, and then it's burning your car upholstery. These days, I think cigarettes are designed to extinguish if they're not actively being smoked, so they don't burn things down. Yeah. There were some chances. There were some chances for Bogdan there. Wait, what happened to Hans? Did I space out him drawing? Or losing? No. Yeah, he drew. Yeah, he drew his 4th round. Magnus won, so Magnus right up there now. Okay. Some good stuff happening. Thelonious Monk, an original jazz piano player, Said everyone is a genius being exactly who they are, and every time he goes on stage, he tries to be the best Thelonious Monk he can be. Took that to heart and try to be the best Thelonious Monk I can be too. The best version of yourself. Is a good thing. Why don't you all wear your Chess Shark shirts? We wear them all the time. Real Strategy Gaming. But, you know, that whole, like, washing them and doing laundry stuff. What is this? Aronian and Wei Yi are playing a match? In 9 hours? You wash them inside out? We wash them. True. Do you like science stuff or you just care about chess? Mostly about chess. I really shouldn't rush with this. But I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna do it. I'm not interested in communism, Infinite Potato. Do not spread this around. Yeah. Definitely got into chess to not do school. That does sound correct. Go me. Good decision. Fisher was weird on politics, I think. That does feel like an understatement. Feels like a very strong understatement. So the idea should be boom, boom. It's just a question of which rook. Because this rook allows this. And this rook maybe keeps pressure on the rook through that. Wait, that's something Fisher did, Sevi? Wait, Jacob Agard is coming to Alto in October? Wait a second, really? Wait, where'd you see that? He was defending multi-billionaires yesterday when you teach him. Infinite, I can already feel like you're gonna majorly twist what I said. If he's just registered. Sometimes players do that as like a troll. I don't know who thinks it's funny. So there's a chance that that's real. I have a suspicion that it might not be. Let's see, is he signed up for other events? No, just that one? No. And to be honest, I wouldn't even call what I said as defending billionaires. I was more just against the idea of basically discriminating against any group simply because of their status. Not that I don't think there are certain groups to be against. I just think it's a very dangerous road to go against, to go down. That photo's freaking wild. Like, chess players from the 1800s to be good, and when no one knew that was what was going on, was a big deal. Not billionaires deserve it. If they were good people, they wouldn't be billionaires. Okay, so if someone makes $1 billion, then what do you think they should do with the money? Yeah, Fisher is an interesting guy. I'm not gonna read the entirety of that that chess history thing, but you're just reading the first part. You don't get $1 billion doing ethical things. How do you know? You don't have $1 billion. $1 billion if you sold everything and liquidated it completely, it doesn't mean they have $1 billion cash to spend or holding it from the poor people like people think. Which is also some truth. There's a lot of truth in that. Because having it in liquid cash is more in taxes come collected. But it also puts it into weird territory. If it is in assets, then you know, what are you supposed to do with it? See, and that's where, I mean, Blazing Heart, what you're talking about. That's what I don't want to. I never want to hit that point, right? Where I'm wishing ill on somebody that I don't know. Like that just seems like a bad take. Like I don't know them, I've never met them, I don't know what they've done in life. And you just assume and you wish them ill. That's terrible. Infinite just wants to tear up a storm. This stuff is what happened or could happen. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying there are that they haven't done some bad stuff or they couldn't have done some bad stuff. Like I said, it really is just I get very, very cautious whenever it comes down to anyone saying the entirety of this group is bad. I just think it's just a bad attitude to have in life. And we've all gotten like very, I don't know, like with the internet, we've all gotten very casual about wishing ill on people. Yeah, I'm thinking about rook takes b7. kind of what I was leaning towards. Which I think has to be the move, right? Like, it's actually crazy to me, the amount of people online that will share, like, really nasty things towards someone else. And they just pass it off as a meme. Do you ever put on a wig on Tony and pretend he doesn't have like head of dog, where does this conversation come from? Yeah. Because if rook f8, rook takes f7, then rook b8. Kinda nice, I guess. So queen f2, rook h1. That's a trap. So it should be queen d4. Check here, rook h1. Yeah, and then g4, king f3, both. I mean, what else are we playing if not queen d4? Bishop e3, you're just down a pawn after I take. Queen f2, rook h1, king takes, queen takes. So yeah, it's gotta be... Okay, now definitely not take. Okay, so here's where the puzzle starts, because this is basically the key moment. You gotta decide between king f3 and g4. G4 makes sense as the move. I don't know why we wouldn't play G4. But I can't disprove king f3. Well, no, so h5 does look good, but I just take, and then I have queen f2. This is annoying. Sometimes I really dislike situations like this. I mean, they're not bad to think about because it's very like prophylactic thinking. You know, getting in the mind of your opponent. What are they doing? What's their resources? Oh no! Oh, it feels close. It feels close. I mean, it definitely feels like G4. I want to say maybe there's something with like Rook F1 and then H5 somewhere. Okay, well, let me forgo King F3. Is there any? What would be the problem? This here. We just play King G3. Yeah, I mean, it's not how you should perfectly solve it. I should put more effort into understanding why King F3 doesn't work. Oh, you actually do check with that rook in H5, and then... yeah, the queen just moves, and your king's just that much more dangerous. Wow. Even take King F7. Yeah, just overall positionally. Part of why it makes it difficult to calculate, because like you calculate all those lines, it's a bit tricky. But yeah. Do a quick check. Let's do it. Whoa. Oh, they're just on a perfect score. Magnus drew again. So what do we have? Okay. Some 5.5s. I'm actually curious to see if Hikaru converts this. I don't think so. I mean, converts, wins this. He's not converting nothing right now. But interesting endgame. Hans is currently winning against Veruja, but looks messy. C5? What? What the hell was that? Your king's cut off, Hikaru. What? What the actual... C5's the stupidest... Easier when you're not playing, easier when you're spectating. Don't judge too hard. What the was that? I mean, I'm willing to accept C5 as an idea, but why wouldn't you play King D6 first? Did he, like, forget the knight was covering D7? Infinite, you were correct. He did, in fact, blunder that. I mean, he was on the worst side of that. That's just such a surprising way to see him lose. Maybe something there with Rook F2, Bishop E6. Nope. Wait. That's heartbreaking. Knight H2, Bishop B6. Oh, and then Knight G4. Okay, Knight F1's even better, but Rook H2 ideas. Rip. Game's gonna finish in the The eval bar is gonna ruin his day. Bortnick goes down to Martin Kravtsiv. So what are the standings shaping up to be? Do we have? Hans looking pretty good. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting few rounds coming up. Gonna be some interesting rounds. And in this puzzle, he's threatening checkmate, so there's some urgency. There is some urgency. Check, take. This is also hanging, but very difficult to get to. I don't really see anything there. But I don't even know what other moves to really consider. I'm gonna keep an eye. Oh, we're coming up on some... wait, what round? Round 7. We're coming up on some interesting pairings, so I want to keep an eye out. Shazzy, thank you for the follow. Of course, we gotta get that clean 60. I think my goal for Puzzle Rush Survival is clean 80, but that's a real-time commitment. That's a real-time commitment. Last time I got to 77, and I didn't do it because it just got too late, and then I didn't have a good time to go back to it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go as far as we can. I can only do so long today because in about 30 minutes I have to finish. The reason that I'm a bit later today, because especially like starting right as Title Tuesday's going on is like a terrible, like streaming strategy, terrible, like completely idiotic. I should not be doing tactics right as Title Tuesday. It's a terrible streaming strategy. But me and Tony sat down and we're figuring out some scheduling stuff. And I think we have it pretty set. We have a few tournaments, a couple other events that we're looking at. And now we can actually buckle down and start figuring out all the details. Why am I I don't even... I'm actually really struggling with this one. It's important for you to be over at Tony's house when no one is home and you can eat food out of their fridge without anyone knowing. Who said I've ever done that? No one, right? Even Ali Reza took a while to get to 100. Dang. Ali Reza did the grind. I mean, I guess Rook G1 should be a consideration. Somewhere. Oh my gosh, Infinite, that probably is it. As soon as you say it, Queen G5 is really good. And there's literally nothing else as I sit here and flounder. Freaking dumb. I'm freaking dumb. Yeah, as soon as you say it, like, we don't even need to calculate that. It's just, of course. Too busy thinking about billionaires. Good lord. Okay, wait. Let's check. Hans on the first board. Position already looking suspicious. I guess with a very interesting position, but maybe just clean conversion. Oh, if they go... Wait, Queen D5. That one I was pretty sure about. Yeah, I think yeah, just Queen D5 is pretty simple. Yeah, and it's Queen D5 F4, I think. So Queen D5 G5 F4 should work. Mom's favorite opening in time. And if King H4 just Queen E4 Queen G4, then you trade that way. Dang, Martin is crushing. This guy's been on fire lately. H3, are you saying H3 in this one? Okay, definitely not. He did H3, what is that? Never could have predicted that one. I'm calling it. Hans wins. I think Hans wins this. I mean, because even in Blitz, I don't know who you prefer here. Black will start to get some nice attacking chances. Why is Hikaru getting, like, all these, like, grindy positions? At least from what I'm noticing of the games so far, it's, like, he's not winning in the middle game. Queens come off, and he's just grinding out wins, which is strange to see. I mean, it works, but I wonder... Now I want to pay attention to it. More than I have. Hikaru's leaning more towards solid boring chess. I mean, I know in classical he definitely is compared to his younger days. Like, there's no debate there. But in Blitz too? Ah, well. Bishop f7 could make my prediction awkward. Why are you not playing Queen h6 immediately? What? What? You doesn't play Queen h6. Queen h6 and then you think Queen f4. What? Low time? No, he spent 10 seconds on that move. 12 seconds. He spent 12 seconds. Queen h6 is automatic. And now he's thinking on rook e6 a surprise? What? I mean, he might still win. Like, he might still win. But that's just crazy. Like, Queen h6 felt super easy. The follow-up may be blurry, but... my gosh. I know I predicted Hans would win. But this definitely... it's definitely not the way I... oh, okay. Wait. There's liquidating. Okay. Yeah, Hans is taking the draw. 3-1, not 3-0. Exactly, so... it makes not playing a move like that even crazier. Magnus did win. That was round 8. I'm gonna take a break. Observing is always easier than watching in any game. So I know what you mean, real strategy. But the easy to judge as a spectator, but WTF is... yeah, see, I try and keep that in mind. Like, I know it's easier to play as a spectator. I do try to keep that in mind. But Queen h6, like, come on. It's a check. Like, literally a 500 would play that move. Like, you could grab any 1000 off the street, and I'm pretty sure in 10 seconds they suggest Queen h6. Like, I'm not talking about some crazy combo. I'm talking about literally the most obvious move in anybody's mind. You didn't see it right away, but okay. You're saying you wouldn't have played Queen h6 there? Like, if he messes it up after that, sure. But Queen h6, Rook f6, I mean, even Rook f6 is a bit trickier. But Queen h6, like Queen h6, Rook d6, or Rook f6, or... I mean, even Queen g... or Rook... not Queen. Rook g6 is a pretty serious consideration. Definitely felt the pressure. How do I still have the position in your head without looking at it? What do you mean? It's almost like I'm okay at chess. You memorized it. Yes, your mom's phone number with that. Okay, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Head Dog. I don't think most people can do that. Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even talking about, like, hey, I'm watching some 2200 play. Like, my judgmental, it comes from the fact that he's freaking 3100, bro. Like, 3100, like, this guy's built different even than me. I've barely crossed 3000. This guy's 3100. He's built different. I'm not saying it's a mistake I'd never make, but it's still surprising when you see it. It's like Magnus losing to Gukesh, and Gukesh said himself that's a 1 out of 100 games that happens. I mean, it happens. Doesn't make it any less surprising when it does happen. Why are we not chopping that? That's a great question. I was thinking about King takes f6 and bishop f3 here. And of course, like h takes. Bishop f3 is really what I'm tempted by. Bishop f3 looks really nice. Very nice, actually. Yeah, it's like Nepo drawing Caden Troll. Exactly. It happens. Doesn't mean I'm not surprised when it happens. Really feels like bishop f3. Okay, only thought, no, it's bishop f3. My bishop's hanging. That doesn't matter, right? Yeah, because I'm threatening checkmate with bishop f3. Ooh. But I actually do need to think about where to move my king. I did not... Yeah, because I don't want it to go to e5. Or his bishop to e5. So I assume I drop back, actually. Is there a world where I go here? No, because then check, and this is going to come with check. Or this is going to come with check. Okay, king g6 though. King g6. King g6 is more of a thought. I've played my share of blind bullet. It wasn't very good for me. No, don't do that. That's crazy. Blindfold, chess, and bullet, I feel alike. A lot of people can't do that at all. I don't know if I can. Even I got to practice to figure it out. I think like 3-2, like blitz, blindfold's a pretty good exercise. I went through a period where I was playing a lot of... I was actually doing a decent amount of blindfold blitz, but I'd only play against people about 1,000 points below me. That was fun. This one's tricky. Because I almost feel like the consideration here is... Well, technically this should be a consideration too. I don't think it's the move, but... I guess they're... It's really annoying that this exists. Because that means you can't just yippee-kayak this position. Well, yeah, so king takes f6, bishop e5, we take the rook take, and the endgame actually is interesting, especially because we have bishop f2. And we try and run the pawn. And we run the pawn with... Actually, that's... We run the pawn with a lot of checks. Okay, I'm gonna put this game up on the board. I'm gonna run the rusher. I need to think about that one more. I need a... How do you play g4? What do you mean I'm gonna play h takes g4? Unless you take, and then I'm gonna play g4. Wow, some interesting stuff going on here. Wait, how does this... Ooh. Knight h3, f4. Interesting. It wasn't the arrow? Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry if I said that a bit judgmentally. It's just, yeah. I'm a bit of a judgmental person sometimes. I'm actually really confused by that puzzle, because that bishop f2 there does look very tempting. No, he plays bishop e5. Bishop e5 just guards the g3 square. Okay. So then, why wouldn't king g6? Probably something with rook g7, king takes f6, bishop e5. I think it's tricky because there's just so many checkmating ideas in that puzzle for black. So many checkmating ideas that's what you're actually trying to protect. Because even if you win material, some of those positions might not be winning because there's so few material on the board. Magnus looking pretty good right now. Okay, Hans and Sam Shanklin drew. Hikaru about to get absolutely... Very interesting games this round. I'm very sure this is King F8. Okay. It was bugging me. So it looks like bishop takes F7. Probably too simple. Surprised this is as close to equal as it says it is. Perfect, perfect timing. I was gonna say, it looks very... Wait. He needed to play bishop takes b6 first because of rook c8. Oh my goodness. Oh. That's a very understandable but unfortunate mistake. Yeah, because bishop b6, I mean, if he does it first, he then takes, he has a7. Washed. Yeah, Chess World's kind of funny right now. I mean, obviously, you know, Magnus is still very good. Caro's still very good. I think these players are obviously very strong. But it's been a while, right? Because of Magnus Carlsen, I feel like it's been so long since it's been so mysterious as to, like, who is the guy? Who is the guy today? Who's the #1 player? Who's gonna be the world champion? Who's gonna contend against Gukesh? Who's gonna be the one to dominate for years to come? If all these people played in a tournament, who wins it? You know, there's just... I feel like it's been so long since it's been this much of a mystery. And there were only... I mean, even between Kasparov and Magnus back then, there was a relatively small gap years-wise. So, it's kind of interesting. Magnus bail out. Whoa, he plays b3. Oh. Okay. Very interesting position. We'll check. Bishop e5. Magnus has been doing his tactics. Never mind. This guy sucks. Why is it... What? Why is this drawing? Oh! The pawn got too far advanced. Now Magnus is to try and... Wow, very nice. No one could have played hundreds of games. Can't even count that out. Oh! He just bailed out? Yeah, I guess. And that was the final game, so they're right into it again. Magnus on 7.5. 2 players on 8. Aka did lose, so he's on 6.5. Still playing? Yeah, of course. Wow. All right, let's take a better look at this puzzle. Keep watching. I just want to get some idea. I feel like Black's queen should be getting trapped. Some bishop takes f7, h3 looks really close. Really close. I guess h3, could you get away with playing just a slow bishop d2, bishop e1? So take, king goes somewhere. h3, bishop d2. I guess he keeps the king close here, actually. Okay. We'll come back to it. Magnus. Magnus getting some funky A positions. That last opening was crazy. The 4 pawns. He's building a wall. Rash World Open. Wait. Starts tomorrow. That's right, Wednesday. 9 rounds, right? So 1 tomorrow, 2 Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, 2 Sunday. Rash, are you playing? Yeah, Magnus really does like his funky A positions. That's why he needs freestyle. He just needs something instead of having to work so hard in the opening to make it funny. he just has the event do it for him. No, you couldn't make it with Giamigami. Your job said no. Yeah, it's a long time. I mean, 5 days. The saving grace is if you get off Independence Day. You should be U2000. Guess not. Yeah, but even one day, then you have to decide: do you fly in the same day as the tournaments? Do you... I work hard for a mean position. We can start from a mean position. Yeah, freestyle. Already looking rough. I mean, at least that's I read into it with Butner stepping down and the India tournament being canceled. I mean, India tournament, chess in India is so big right now. Like if you can't make that tournament work, I don't know. Something's up. Rash, maybe North American Open, December, Las Vegas. Yeah, that's a strong tournament. It's not personally my favorite. I don't like that time frame. I mean, I get why they do it. It's good, right, for the holidays and not working, and you know, like it's a fantastic time to do a good tournament. It's just never really been for me. I should play World Open. I'm okay. I honestly don't know if I'll play. At least I don't really expect to ever play like a 9-round tournament like that again. I'd need some really good incentive, but it's just not worth it. Or like I would need something in life to change to where I like really want to push for 2600. I don't know what that would be. Prices are very good. 20,000 for first. That is true. That is true, but I mean, I appreciate you believe in me, but that's not that's not that simple. They pay you to play a GM norm. I mean, I guess like if a GM norm tournament was really good pay. No, but top 10. But that's the thing, Arash. Like, I think even 10th place, I probably lose money overall in the event. Between travel expenses and hotel and tournaments and... I mean, I work in chess, like I teach, which just means like I don't make money. Like there's no paid vacation. But yeah, Zlatan, yeah, I think him stepping down is a huge deal. Wait, FIDE Master won North American? Who was that FIDE Master that won the North American? What? What year? Because last year was definitely a GM that won it. Let's go back 2023. Nope, another GM that won it. Are you sure you're remembering this correctly? Oh wait, he's correct. Hold on. I'm feeling humbled. Jason Wong or Wing back in 2022. 7.5. Wow, what a performance. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. See, but this is a once in a blue moon. I also think this is less competitive than World Open. Still very competitive, and the performance is still fantastic. He beats, what is it? 1, 2, 3 GMs. Yes. Am I crazy in that? I want to say World Open is still quite a bit stronger. I mean, it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. Like, obviously I could go to the World Open and I could do well. But as much as you want to single out the FIDE Master that did super well, you go to some of these events and, I mean, look at all the GMs not winning money, who overall lose money playing in it. That, unfortunately, is more significant. The amount of title players that are playing in these events and losing money is quite severe. I did miss that, but that's actually pretty funny. Just this one is about to finish. Alright. Let's stay with it. Final round. We do not get a Magnus Hans final. The pairings do not work out that way, but pretty close at the top. Really? Is this in tiebreak order? I would imagine so. Really anyone's game still. Carl could win the World Open and then make more money on his YouTube views from the clips than the prize fund. Lots of truth in that, yes. Yes, definitely. That's the sad reality, and I know talking to some people about freestyle, and I think I do agree with this. They're putting so much money into these freestyle events, but other people have made this point, and I'm coming to agree. Like, I would much rather see them put that money. I mean, what was it, $20 million? You know, take $1 million, do a fantastic open event, reach out to streamers, get them there, get some of these top players. Like, you would do some incredible things for the world of chess if you dump that money into really strong open events. And it would also have better outreach overall. I mean, as much as I enjoy freestyle, I just don't know if I really believe that's the best place to put the money. I mean, fun to see these strong players playing, but the players kind of show up for the money, so you could have them do anything. Okay, maybe not anything. That's very broad. But definitely any chess event for the right price. Woodward's in the World Open now. Yeah, I mean, the World Open's a fantastically strong tournament. But bit of a mess. And to actually make money is very, very difficult. To win first, absolutely. Very, very difficult. That actually makes me curious. Who is signed up for World Open? World Open. World Open. Top 6 sections. Entry list. Organized by FIDE rating. Yeah, tough competition, man. Very, very tough. Should dump the money to develop an extensive Infinite. Who exactly do you want to see when you say something like that? And don't tell me you don't have something. It doesn't come from a certain desire, because I don't think I'll believe you. Can't play video games. Somehow I might get you back on serious classical chess again. Wait, please explain this logic. How would video games get me back into classical chess? For the record, I have very little interest in getting back into serious classical chess. It's expensive. I'll typically make less money doing that than the things that I am doing. And it's more stressful. Not that I don't enjoy it, and I do plan on playing some events, but like there's not a lot of reason to. It worked for you. Very interesting. I don't think I understand why this is a blunder. Assumedly something with B2, but naming my firstborn kid in Charles, and in 15 years he can play under years. Yeah. There you go. Gives you a long break from chess. I did take a long break from chess. I didn't play a classical tournament for 6 years. And the computer's finding something here that I'm just not. Maybe Rook D8, actually. Rook D8 has some definite venom behind it. Man with name of Trump. Yeah, gotta make sure he receives the training from Kasparov. Exactly. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Skiving off the tactics for Title Tuesday. Yeah. I'm getting close. Like, I'm definitely having the desire to play in Title Tuesday a bit more. But, you know. Maybe the actual desire is I'm just tired of tactics. The tactics have been good for me, though. Like, actually taking a day and doing serious tactics, I think's really helped my chess. Han's lost, by the way. I didn't even sort of think about that or notice. I'm just waiting to see if anything happened in this game. So far, it's a time battle. Position's too solid. Name is Sister Kasparov, and that's who becomes #1. There you go. What end are you helping your chess though? Professional comeback. That's kind of the problem. Like, to me, I will get more opportunities. That's a cheeky checkmate threat. I'll get more opportunities through just good. Oh wait, man, they're doing it. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. He completely threw it away. What a garbage, washed-up player. Can't even win a freaking chess game. Nah, he's still gonna push. Or he's gonna lose. What? What is... Time pressure. That happens. Extra cheese, you changed your color because of your new badge. Ooh, wait, Borderlands 4 badge. How'd you get that? Magnus huge blunder! Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh, rook f4. What a nasty move. And Parham's gonna take it? Ooh. You bordered. But yeah, totally spacing the word. I'll get more opportunity in chess through networking, it feels like nowadays, than any sort of rating game would. Right? Because we don't really make the distinction that often between, oh, this is a GM and this is a 2600 GM. Like, when was the last time you ever heard someone advertise, oh, they're a 2600 GM? Or any sort of instructional anything. I know I'm going to turn 40 next year, but chat, Magnus is not that old compared to me. Chat, this is just completely unacceptable, chat. It's terrible, so bad, I can't believe this. Yeah. What crazy stuff. I just realized, I was thinking that I was going to have to end the stream before 6 o'clock. I'm a bit out of check as far as the schedule. Because Tony has the... He has their Patreon on Tuesdays, but it's actually at 7. I don't know why I was thinking it was at 6. So we have more time to do tactics. Look at that. We're not out of the tactics yet. Yeah, some crazy chess. 3-1. A really rough time control. So bishop takes f7, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure is the first move, but king. What I was looking at earlier was king e7, h3. Actually, I think that's just right, now that I say it. Queen g3, bishop d2. For some reason, I was thinking king takes f7 kind of saved the day. But now I'm realizing bishop e1, queen g6, still knight e5. So he could slide in knight h5. Sorry, knight h5 after bishop e1. But that doesn't change anything. I can just move my queen. Tomorrow we'll have a few upsets round 1 at World Open. That is how round 1 always goes, Arash. So I believe you're correct. Come on now. What do you mean? Come on now. What do you mean? Come on now. I'm trying, okay? Has not been my best puzzle solving day. Explain to me how this isn't. Because knight takes e4, he just takes your piece back. And if we wanted to win a pawn, which would be the idea after d5, we could just do it through bishop g4, take e2, queen takes e4, which feels more dangerous. And also kind of like the solution, but, you know. I guess he plays knight e2, because the bishop would be better. So bishop g4, knight e2. Because bishop, if he ends up with a knight here, then take, threatening this. And here, knight f3 feel too problematic for him. Thought you would just play it instantly. I trust but verify. I don't just play moves. I think about it at least a little bit. Bishop g4, knight d5 is where you're stuck. What? What are you talking about? You just take and take c2. Yeah, okay. Now you got it, bishop takes c2. That feels pretty good. The only other move I was thinking about was d5, but I guess knight e5. Okay, we're trusting extra cheese. Okay, d5 is actually a little bit more interesting now. Bishop takes e2 still feels like the move, but... Actually, there are a few interesting moves. Knight takes e4 is interesting, because castle, knight takes e2, knight c3, bishop takes e2. Looks winning. Where we play take and then we're forking everything. Well, but if, what, take, queen takes, d3, queen takes g2, just rook f1. I mean, it looks good. It looks good, but is it clearly better than knight takes e4? I don't know. Because knight takes e4, we're trying to win a piece, basically. Queen takes, you're trying to win a pawn. And I'm not actually... I mean, that's not so simple. Because knight e3 does exist. As I think about it. Knight e3 exists in a lot of variations, though. But it is... Knight takes e4 is better, though. Against knight e3. Because then I can just take, and queen h4. That wins. So, what if he... No, actually... I told you it's knight takes e4. Oh, you might be correct. At least I'm liking knight takes e4 so far. You're threatening bishop takes e2. And I would say you're also threatening knight c5. Because knight, well, yeah, knight c5 and then take. And if you have time to play knight c5, he's toast. So we're threatening take and queen h4, and we're threatening knight c5. Once again, here, castle. What if... Actually, castle, we still play knight c5, even. I don't know if we even need the complex line. Knight c5 looks very nice. What if he plays king f1? Kind of crazy, but it's a move. And the difference I was thinking was... Can't cast. Yeah, but what are you doing after knight e3? I didn't hear a move. I didn't hear a move after the knight to e3. Knight takes c2. What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you talking about? My knight's on e3. Why are you trying to take my c2 pawn? That guy didn't protect that or something. Yes, knight e3. e3. Elephant 3. Knight d5 then. Nah, bishop f3, I'll opt for a draw. Okay, it's not that simple. But knight takes e4 is looking better. This is also puzzle 65. So here's my issue. Bishop g4, most obvious move. Bishop takes e2, most obvious move. Queen takes e4. That gotta be a trick. I feel like knight takes e4 is the trick because I have yet to disprove it. And in every line, you're not just winning a pawn. Yeah, queen takes f4, I agree, is better than anything else you suggested. I do agree. But that's just one pawn. That's just one pawn. Reminder, you start down a pawn. So you'd only be up a pawn total. With your king uncastled. Not that that's relevant, because it probably isn't. But a rash 65 is actually the highest you've ever done. not bad. I mean, as you can tell. It's not my best puzzle solving day, but it's still tricky. Alright, maybe I should just play knight takes e4, and then I apologize to extra cheese profusely if it's bishop takes e2. The only move I wasn't 100% sure on was king f1, which feels ridiculous, but no, because king f1 there's problems with queen h4 still. Yeah, because queen e1 doesn't work. There's some take, and then knight takes c2. Oh, but it's giving me an option. Okay, hold on. Now I actually have to figure out between knight c5 and the crazy idea I was thinking. Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought both worked. Okay. So, boom, knight c3. He is definitely taking. I take forking everything. But maybe it gets really messy after like queen d5. So that would make knight c5 feel more like the move. In a sense, extra cheese, I do agree with you. I do want to try and avoid the complications. It's part of why I lean towards knight c5. So you just try and keep it simple and win material and... Oh. Ian, thank you for the follow. King e2. Wait, Clay. When you say ke2, do you mean knight e2? You must mean knight e2. Am I a shark at the chessboard? I mean, I do want to destroy my opponents. And I think it's a very important attitude to have. Okay, knight e2, knight e2. Okay, Clay. It's very minor thing. But typically ke2 is king. And ne2 is knight. Yeah, I guess because knight's less valuable, that's the one that doesn't get a start with. Okay. Really liking this. I mean, because we have 3 attackers here. You only really need 2, which is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see it. So bishop e2 is better for black. Knight e3 only move. Queen takes f4 gives a solid 0.2 advantage to black. Bishop d3. What? Why? That's nonsensical. I'm not gonna lie. If you played bishop d3 in a blitz game, I would think you're cheating. It's that kind of move. But we're not. This is covered. F5 is covered. It's gotta. I mean, you're probably right. Maybe c3. And just the possibilities of bishop f5 and... What if I do play king d7? Yeah, c3. Now white is better. Bishop f5 happens. But you're telling me if I castle bishop d... Yeah, I don't think I understand this position. Engines nowadays playing super moves humans can't understand. They were smart, they'd call the king Ray and have rook e2 and call rook's tower so they could have... extra cheese. That is so convoluted. Time to play versus Stockfish 18 now. I mean... Usually, I would move on by now, but I just really don't. I mean, I guess we want to save the bishop as white. Yeah, because especially with d5 being played, like we avoid knight takes e2. Really, really funny move. Convoluted, but it worked. If I were in the boardroom, I've never settled for a knight being knight moves when there are other words which work. So, but extra cheese, they could have just called them horses. And then that solves all our problems. Or ponies. Although I guess that gets confusing with pawns. So horses, they should have just called them horsies. And we'd have none of this confusion. What? What? Horse is a silly name. Brook is also a silly name when they're towers. Yeah. But hey, I kind of like saying rook more than I think I'd like saying tower. My tower takes your horse. Call the king the flag, and you have to capture the flag. I have a feeling it's bishop takes d4. Because knight b6, king c6, knight takes a8, b5, it looks like... Or sorry, knight takes b3, then b5. And there's no bishop d5, so our knight's getting trapped. Thus, we need to play... Don't mouse slip g3. Thus, we have to take first before knight b6. In French, you say tower. If you take on d4, then f2 is weak. I mean, you're correct, but I like winning material. And if all he can take back is a pawn, I think I'm pretty happy. Yeah. Just a trap puzzle. Don't get goaded. Don't get goaded into a quick knight b6. Le tower. Can be like chess.com and post the what should we rename the bishop and watch as that spirals out of control. That was pretty crazy. If you guys didn't see that controversy, that is the funniest controversy. Like, really stupid controversy. Because they were doing it with every piece. It wasn't like they singled out bishop, but... Yeah, this one I don't understand why it's not e5, knight f7. It looks pretty clear. I don't even know what else we would consider. But it concerns me. Concerns me. Like, there has to be a trick somewhere. We're in the 60s. You don't. I mean, the last puzzle was kind of easy, but there's always a trick. So King H4, I don't think so. Because if you go King H4, Knight F3 probably. I guess the question is, yeah, there's a nuance in how to win the endgame. Yeah, that feels like, okay, let's say boom, boom. He does play King H4, Rook H5, and we just trade everything. Is that endgame winning? Because C4 he catches if we try to push through. We play B4 first. That doesn't change anything. Take, take. Here, 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 here. Push. Yeah, he catches. But very likely... Yeah, okay, so this is a good start. 95. This is so confusing. What else would I play? King G7? But King G7, so what? Rook A6? Kind of the end. Oh, so the multi-club arena, if everything checks out, it should be a prized arena between clubs. There'll be individual prizes, and then gift subs for the club of the winning streamer, hosted by aka Nemsco at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So this has all been getting put together basically the last day, so there might be more information, but yeah, so far that's kind of what it's looking like. Just gonna get I'm only pausing because this is just so confusing to me. Okay, now we have the wait, but still it should be knight takes. Rook takes, rook, wait. Okay. Both are worth thinking about. This looks better. Yeah, you have rook g7 there. But what's wrong with this? I guess he goes here, and if here a4.
NANI?!
Frizzle! Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a fantastic stream. Gonna copy this from chat. Just to make sure. Hope all is good. Rook takes g5 does feel more sketchy. But from the little bit of calculation I'm doing, seems to work better. Because knight d6 is actually a super nice... Knight d6 is a super nice defending move. First time streaming today. Hey, hey. Congrats. Welcome to the world of streaming. Hope you got all the wrinkles ironed out. So, I'm assuming then that you're a chess streamer. Maybe against the rook g7 defense, white can try a c4 push, then rook a5. Slot, you haven't played an actual chess game in 3 weeks. Done lots of puzzles, kind of nervous. I mean, you know you're nervous because you care. It happens. But it's hard to imagine this isn't winning, because you could just put the knight on e6, you solidify c5, and then you play. Maybe the king... Is there a world where... Like, okay, say we take rook g7. Like, he plays rook b7. Knight here. Take. Is there a world where this is drawing? Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciations. Wait, take rook b7. See, but almost thinking we can lose the b5 pawn. That's what maybe to a fault is giving me comfort. And the possibility of playing knight takes. Well, but wait, is that crazy? You take... Yeah, I guess so, because you go rook a7 and then... this is really annoying. It's a 50-50. And really difficult to calculate. We'll see, but my idea was that take King G6. So you do play here. Basically something like King F6, take Knight E6. That's solid. We're not ever going anywhere. And then Rook D7. And as I said, my concern right now with the Rook on G7 is I don't know if we're actually happy trading the rooks.
Good news.
Good news. I like good news.
I rebroke 2400.
Oh, rebroke 24. Nice.
Do it once.
Does that much easier.
Yeah. Little afternoon, 70-point grind.
Nice, nice.
But that means I did nothing else for them.
Rip. That's a bitch move. Really annoying. Miles, hey, thanks so much for the sub. Much appreciations, good sir. I think this is just crazy. I don't really understand why we couldn't take and then go here after c4.
Also, what happened to Kyle come from?
I'm actually just wondering. I'm just checking my phone in case I missed the message. Just for the fun, thank you for following.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tony appeared. Freaking potato.
Why don't you just keep? Why do you not stop? You just stop. Can you just be done? Yeah, the multi-club arena is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. No, sorry, not tomorrow. Did I say tomorrow? Should say Thursday. Dang it. When I redid the message with more information, it's Thursday. French fries. Nope. I tried to copy Miles' message to save myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna explain. It's too much typing. And I'm about to finish. Yeah, we're finding the complications. I'm so glad it stopped there. I'm not gonna lie. Every move was just please end. Just please end. Just okay. Well, this time. Yeah. See, I was correct. I was correct. This endgame is not winning. It's pretty crazy. That's really annoying. I'd be annoyed if I ran into it. Knight f7. Ah, bad puzzle. Come on. Come on, chess.com. Knight f7's also winning. Alright. We might have time for one more. Wait, what? Queen takes e6? Hello? Or I could call it. I could call it and see if on another stream, I get a chance to go at this run again. I doubt I will, though. Because we got stuff. We got stuff going on. Why is this not queen takes? Gotta get 2 more, then stop. Oh. So extra cheese. I hate to burst your bubble, but there are so many pieces that could go to d7. But your line, other than that, is very, very correct. Hey, Kasparov, that's the guy. Yeah, that's our club. Okay, but what if Rook blocks the multi-club? Thursday, 2 p.m. Alright, extra cheese. I'm gonna play it, and if it's wrong, I'm blaming you. That's it. We time him out. Get him out of here. It was queen takes f6, bro. What are you talking about? It's so easy. Jeez. Alright. Well, I think we finished the stream there. On a disappointing trust move. Yeah, we gotta time him out. Sorry, extra cheese. It's only right. Everyone, thanks so much for being here. We're ending the stream. A good time. Had some. Wait a second. There's a Canadian streaming.
Yeah.
I don't know who. Have I seen this guy before?
Canada doesn't exist.
Canada is not real. All right.
Just like another state of America.
Just for Infinite Potato. We're gonna raid this guy, the Canadian. Everyone, thanks for being here. First time, yeah, it's first time anyone's ever been wrong. Now, thankfully for extra cheese, I didn't say it was bannable. I just said I'd blame him. So, because I know I also didn't think it through. That's why it's not bannable. But, it was good. It's still good tactics. We should be back tonight, maybe with a guest, although he's weirdly absent. The good old Kyle. So, guess we'll figure that out. But anyways, go show our Canadian friend some absolute appreciation. I'll hope to see you later tonight.